They said millions would lose their jobs and the economy would collapse. But this president refused to let that happen. Instead, he got to work, fixing supply chains, fighting corporate greed, passing laws to lower the cost of medicine, cut utility bills, and make us more energy independent. Today, inflation is down to 3%, unemployment the lowest in decades. There's more to do, but President Biden is getting results that matter.
Well, football fans, get ready to see that ad a few more times. It's the new Biden campaign TV ad. It's going to be targeted at those battleground states during the NFL season opener Thursday, according to Axios.
Yeah, the spot is reportedly part of a broader $25 million campaign focusing on the president's economic record, and it's scheduled to last through December.
And again, it's going to run across local broadcast networks in Michigan, home of the Detroit Lions, and the battleground states of Georgia, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Nevada. This again, according to Axios. With us now, political panel. Matt Schlapp is the CPAC chairman. Kelly Sadler is the commentary editor with the Washington Times. Welcome to you both. Matt, what do you make of this decision by the president to have this ad run during the NFL season opener?
Yeah, so Emma, we elect our presidents usually on the strength of the economy, and do we think they're doing a good job to keep prices low and get our wages up and all those basic questions? And, so Joe Biden has to do what he can to repair his abysmal economic record. Now, of course, the ad is filled with lies from beginning to the end because, well, I guess that's just part of politics, but especially true when everything you're dealing with Joe Biden. Of course, we were in a pandemic when he won that strangest of elections in 2020. I might put one in air quotes, but he's in the White House, and he, got this credit, I suppose, for the fact that we came out of lockdowns and quarantines, started going back to work, and the economy started revving. So he's taking credit from the downturn from the lockdowns to where we are now. But we all know that that's only a tiny part of the story. The other part of the story is that he super juiced our economy, which created a huge inflation problem, which has a huge problem for American families and Americans to fill up their cars and put food on the table. And we have not fixed our supply chain problems. We are not winning the competition with China. And we have systemic issues in our economy. And he's smart to try to fix them, but I don't think it's going to work.
I want to pull out a Wall Street Journal poll that we have, I believe, in talking about in terms of the race for the White House. Kelly Sadler, I'll bring you into this conversation here. And this is what the respondents were asked. If the Republican presidential caucus primary were held today, who would you vote for? Again, a landslide here in terms of Donald Trump being the front runner. He's remained the front runner here by, again, 40-plus points. This is one of the latest polls out right now. So obviously, on the other side from President Biden in terms of campaigning and sending out TV ads, a blitz during the NFL season and putting that out there, what do you think you'll see from the front runner, the other candidates as well from the Republican side? What would their messaging be?
Well, all Donald Trump's messaging needs to be is, do you remember 3 years ago when gas was around $2 a gallon, when inflation was 1 to 2%, when you could get a 30-year fixed mortgage on a house for 2 or 3% interest rates? Contrast that with where we are now. People were feeling really good about the economy when Donald Trump left office, and they're feeling very negatively about the economy today. And no matter what Joe Biden tries to do to sell economic improvement, the bottom line is people are not feeling that in their day-to-day lives. So that's got to be the number one contrast. That's also the reason why Donald Trump is winning the GOP primary. People know his record. They support his policies. He's running as an incumbent. And for anyone else to have a chance at the GOP primary, the field needs to consolidate into one never Trump candidate against Trump. But if that does not happen and people stay in the race, Donald Trump is going to win the GOP nomination. And economic prosperity should be his number one message pivoted against Joe Biden.
All right, Matt Schlapp, Kelly Sadler joining us for our political segment. We do appreciate that. Good to see you both. Thank you.